Okay. Okay, with Rick E. Cutts, he is the director of the feature film. He is also the writer, Stratagem The Movie, and he's in a three-piece suit, and I've never felt more underdressed in my life than I have right now. So why are you in a three-piece suit?
Man, it's the way I always am. I remember when I was a kid, this started my mom. I grew up in Chicago. So I grew up in Chicago, and there was a lot of mistaken identities that kept happening where people would get it was a lot of gang stuff that went on. So my mom told me one time, she said, "You know how no one ever mistake you for anything if you wore a shirt and tie." And I was like, "What? I'm not wearing no shirt and tie. I was in high school." And she said, "Yeah, if you wear a shirt and tie, no one ever mistake you." So so here it is. She made me put on the shirt and tie, which I hated. Everyone
Yeah,
cracked jokes on me and laughed.
I'm sure.
And after a while, what happened was people started saying, "Man, that guy's he dressed pretty nice." Then I became like the guy that people came to and say, "Hey, show me what to put on when I want to dress up." And it kind of stuck from there. So I've always been the guy in like shirts and ties and suits, and this my whole life.
And how old were you when you started doing that?
I was around, I would say about maybe 15. Yeah,
Okay, so
about
you're in
15
high
years old.
school,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you must have been, yeah, they must have made fun of you for that.
Oh my God, it was relentless. But then what happened was all the ladies started liking that I dressed nice. And I said,
Yeah.
you know what? It might be something with this. So I followed what the ladies were saying. It was like, he dressed nice and smelled good. So I said, I think this might be the route to go.
Oh, you did you put cologne on as well, or
And yeah, it was the cheapest stuff on the planet Earth, though, man. So
okay?
it had me burning up and pot and breaking out. So probably not the best. It was the Jovan Musk days. So I'm old.
You're not that old. I'm older than you. I see on your Film Freeway page. So how many suits do you have?
Oh my God. I it's got to be over 100. I don't know.
Are you
I'm always in a
serious?
custom. Yeah, man, I got a lot of suits, a lot of shirts. They're all lined up by colors. So yeah, that's yeah.
So you have a do
It's
you, I'm assuming you have a wardrobe budget of the for the year then, or
well, I try to get myself like I'll do like summer suits, and then I do a fall collection. And it's pretty intense. Pretty intense. So I always got to rotate them out and keep them going, and it's expensive. But it's just I've been doing it for so long. What is almost like 30 some years or whatever of suits. So yeah, I'm just used to it.
you didn't did you direct the film in a suit?
And no, no, no. While filming, then I still had on a nice shirt, and I would have on a nice shirt, and I would have on jeans.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, yeah. Usually, so a lot of the cast were shocked, like, "Wow, look at this guy. He's got on regular people clothes," but I still had on a nice shirt, so I had to show him a little bit.
All right, so let's talk about thank you for that. That's an amazing story because like I was talking to you right before the podcast. It's like the suits are dying even in businesses. People don't have to
Yeah,
wear suits now and when they go to the office anymore and everything's changing. I'm sure the
yeah.
suit companies don't like that, but it's good to see.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
All right, so let's talk about the movie. So you wrote the script and you direct. This is your first time directing a film?
Very first time directing. Never in my life would even thought I would do anything like this. I wrote the book first, and after the book, you don't know what's gonna happen. You kind of write stuff and you hope that people like it, and it ended up becoming the number one thriller on Amazon when it first came out. It was the number one short thriller on Amazon for a while, and that kind of shocked me because I didn't realize that that would happen. And people start saying, "Hey, is it going to be a movie?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." And I tried to submit to some different competitions, and I ended up meeting with a producer that actually was a producer. I had a pitch session with him, told him about the movie. He loved it and gave it the pitch of the day. And right after that, the strike happened, so it kind of sat dormant. And and I just kind of sat around not knowing what I really wanted to do. And I ended up submitting to a contest. It was a Kinolime contest, and it was a phenomenal contest. And it was where they'll take your screenplay and they'll turn it into a movie for you. So I was pretty excited about it. Moved up the ranks on it. It was, lots of people submitted. They would go, the top 30 would move forward, then the top 10 and so on until it get to the top one.
Yeah.
I noticed a little algorithm in it where you can sort of manipulate and cheat that system. And
Okay.
uh and I didn't want to cheat to win because I kept thinking one day I'll have an interview and someone say, "Well, how did you win?" And I didn't want to lie like, "Well, it was by genuine hard work." So what I did was I did an email. I did an email to like the owner producer of the actual event. And I sent them an email and say, you know what? Hey, I saw in there where some people can cheat and manipulate the system, and I don't want to do that. And I told him that, yeah, I didn't want to do it, and I wanted to keep everything organic. And he responded back. His name was John Schramm. He responded back, and he goes, "Wow, so for integrity, you didn't want to cheat to win a contest." And I said, no. And he goes, well, we noticed some people cheated and we actually had to kick them out. So I
Yeah.
was number 11 and they would take the top 10, but I needed maybe one more vote and I wouldn't do it. Even though I knew I could, I just didn't do it. So I ended up getting a phone call a few weeks later. And, I always answer my phone. I look down at it. It's the guy, John Schramm. I didn't know it was his number. It was just a weird number. So I answered the phone. Hey, this is John Schramm from Kinolime. I'm like, who the heck is this? I'm like, oh my God, it's that guy. So I'm just
Yeah.
shocked that the owner called me. So after he called me, he go, so you're not in this for the money, are you? I said, no, man, I just want to get the project out. He goes, well, have you ever thought about directing? I said, no, I don't know how to do any of that. And he said, well, think about any job you've ever done in your life. Were you that job the very first day, or did it take some time to learn it? Well, it took some time. He said, but you called yourself exactly what you were your first day on the job, didn't you? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Same difference. He said, the minute that you have that thought in your mind and you start putting it together, you have a project in production right at that moment. And that's how it basically started for me with learning what to do to become a producer and a director. So I started up the LLC for the movie. I made it all legal, put the money for it. After doing that, I did like sort of a casting call to see if I can get people to audition for it.
Yeah.
I knew no one whatsoever. I had nothing. All I had was me, my suits, and everything was legally done. But I needed an airplane to blow up for the movie. Side note, I had no airplane. I needed a couple of mansions to blow up, had no mansions, and I had no actors. So I just used my ability, just being able to talk to people. And I went to the airfield out where I'm at. I'm in Florida. I live in Florida. So I went to the airfield and I said, hey, my name Rick Cuts. I'm a writer, director, and we're doing a movie, and I like to blow up one of your airplanes for the movie. And a guy just kind of looked at me like, cool.
Yeah.
He said, that's cool. And they Googled and looked me up and saw that I really am an author. And here it is. I had all my credentials, talk about being old fashioned. I got all these credentials and things because I went and registered with the state. And he said, oh, we don't need that. We Googled you and saw who you are. And he said, yeah, if you need a plane, you got it. And I let him know it's all gonna actually get blown up in post production, and
Yeah.
it's not really gonna blow up. So he was like, "Oh, we're all for it." So he goes, "Well, who you have acting in the movie?" Another fun fact, I had no one for the movie. So I had to tell him, I can't disclose that information now because it's under wraps. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I had no one. So I end up going to another place, another business, and one guy he goes, one of my clients, it was a hair salon. He said, one of my clients is an actress. Do you think maybe she could audition to be in the movie? Well, I had no one in the movie, but I couldn't let him know that. I said, you know what? If you get me her information, I'll give you mine. She can call, I'll let her audition. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I had no one. So the lady ends up calling me. Her name's Tammy Hansen. She's in the movie, actually. She calls me up and I'm super excited because her demo reel is amazing. Like, I'm like, oh God, I got a real actress that I'm talking to, but I had to play cool. By the end of it, she loved the pitch and goes, I love to be in the movie. So now at least I got a named person that I could say can be in a movie. So
Yeah.
now I go to places and I say, well, I can't tell you who's in the movie, but I'll give you one name, Miss Tammy Hansen. She's in the movie. So then it just became a thing of having people that I knew, people I would see. I would see someone at the gym that looked like maybe they got some talent. I walk up to him, hey, you ever thought about being in a movie? You want to audition? And that guy ended up being phenomenal. He's one of the stars of the movie. And I just kept doing that, which my wife thought I was insane because I'm
Yeah.
walking up to random people talking to them. And I just kept going that way because I just had a vision in my mind and a passion where I said, I'm going to make this no matter what. So lots of friends of mine, people that I knew, people that I would see out and about. And through all of that, a gentleman ended up saying, hey, Rick, I know this guy, Lane Harper, and he's an actor. Now, Lane Harper, then he got credited. He had a small part in the F1 movie with Brad Pitt that just came out.
Okay.
So, and he also played recently. He played Diddy on Hulu for the docuseries of Diddy, which is awesome. So here it is. Now I got this guy. I called him up. And he ended up giving me a couple of minutes to give him the pitch of the movie. He loved the idea, said, I'm on board. So I had no role for him. So I just wrote a role for him to put him in the movie. So he ends up being in the movie. And it just like everything started exploding after that. Once the motion started going on, we're making this movie. Then it was like the whole city, the state. I got a call from news stations, got
This is in
magazines,
Florida?
all in Florida.
Okay.
And it just started exploding. And I'm going, wow, I really got a movie and something that's going on. But it was all totally unexpected. And as I started studying and looking online. So my class sessions were looking up every director and producer that I could think of, just seeing how the process goes of directing a movie. Because I did all the editing, I wrote all the songs for the movie, I did all the music for it, I did the costumes, I did the props, everything that's seen in it. I literally did all of it. Um, on my own, just trying to learn. And thank God that it actually the people who trusted me enough to see that this guy can do it. But I learned it all from just reading, going online and studying stuff up to get different camera angles and shots on how to do it and memorize them. And then start applying it toward the film. That was really it.
So you know how to, seems like you know how to produce a film, but then it's like
Yeah.
directing a film is a whole
Yeah.
other battle. But first,
Yeah.
quick question. What did your wife think about this whole thing?
Well, she thought I was crazy, but super supportive, man. Like, to be honest, I don't think any of this would have gotten done, really without my wife. So her support and just being an encouraging force behind me, because I mean, my kitchen was literally our kitchen was turned into because we had prop drugs and prop weapons and stuff. So I got dead bodies laying all over the place
Yeah.
and prop drugs everywhere. So it looked really sketchy inside of the home. And and for her to just put up with me being up all hours of the night because I'm editing and just trying to put stuff together, her allowing me to do that was just huge because it takes so much toll on a relationship because you
Yeah.
put so much time into putting a project together. But her just going back and letting me do it, and I'll be woke for sometimes a couple of days in a row, and I'm still editing and putting things together and trying to figure something out. And she basically would just keep me fed so I can live. But that's really I would have to say my wife, man, just her support of allowing me to do it was paramount to this project.
Sure, I bet I believe it. Okay, so first let's talk about the origin story. So
Mhm,
you've never like in terms of writing the book, how did
mhm.
that occur? How did you kind of get inspired to write a novel?
Oh my gosh. So I listened to, of all people, James Cameron. So James Cameron, I was
He's from my
listening to him
hometown,
on.
Niagara Falls. Go ahead.
So hey, so there you go. So I was listening to him, and he was talking about he talked about, I had this dream that right before I did something great, what if someone came back in time and took me out? And he started writing from then it became Terminator. I'm like, oh, I and I go, well, I've dreamed stuff a million times, but I never thought about writing it down. So I said, I'll tell you what, the next time I dream something, I'm gonna just start writing. So some time go by. I don't know the exact time frame, but over time, I end up having this dream where it seemed like this guy was basically being chased. But then towards the middle of it, the tables turned and it seemed like he was actually pursuing everyone else. And that's where the premise came up for Stratagem. So I woke up, it was maybe midnight, 1 in the morning, and I woke up and said, "Oh, this is a good idea." And I just started writing. And I started writing, I didn't stop writing. And by the end of it, it was the following day, maybe 9 p.m. or something. I just kept writing. And when I got finished writing, I looked down and it was stratagem, but it was a lot of he, her, them, they, no names. So
Yeah.
the whole thing was about this guy who he witnessed a crime, but when he saw the crime, the person doing the crime saw him and he just took off running. He jumped into a stranger car, he get to a buddy's house, he's telling him about what he just saw. The buddy's letting him lay low. While he's there, boom, that killer ends up showing up, shooting inside of the house, and he escapes with his girlfriend who's there. But as they're on foot running, they're exhausted. They get to another home. Seem like this guy is one step ahead. When they walk inside of the house, the guy is already sitting at the kitchen table. How's the guy sitting at the kitchen table? Well, he realizes it's a big mafia house. There's bad people. No way is he supposed to be in there. He sneaks out of the house with his girlfriend. Notices the mafia dude car with all the bombs in it, take the bombs out, throw it in the house, blow it up, drive off. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. So, his girlfriend look at him, think he's crazy. The movie rewinds itself, and that's when it's revealed. Because I come up with the guy's name. I say, what name can I get for him? Well, his name, I came up with the name Relic because Relic in reverse spells Killer, killer. He's the killer. So he's the killer, and it seemed like the guy that was supposedly driving them around, well, his name was Inun. In reverse, that spells no one. No one was ever in the car. Well, why would he kill those people? Well, that mafia killed his family when he was a kid. He found a way to infiltrate that whole gang, kill them all from the inside. He thought it was going to be a suicide mission. He figured they would catch him, but he met this young lady named Nozer. Nozer in reverse spells Reason, reason. She became his reason to live. And that's what I wrote. And I thought to myself, this is cool. So I called my mom because my mom basically is the most harsh person on any movie on the planet Earth. So if you call and if it's a movie she don't like, she's like, it's trash. I don't like it. She'll hang up. So I called my mom and I go, Mom, have you ever heard about this movie? She go, what movie? What movie? I said, oh my God, let me tell you about it. So I told her exactly what I just told you. When I got done, she goes, oh my God, I got to see this movie. Where is it at? It's on Netflix. Can I pull it up now? I said, Mom, calm down, calm down. It's not out yet. She's like, well, how the heck did you see it? I said, well, I wrote it. And she said, you're lying. No way, you didn't write that. And that's when I knew, okay, I think I got something. So that's how it all started with this, with just that dream that I had, and I just fleshed it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And so, but then it's the discipline of sitting down and writing it down. That's not easy to do, right? Everybody has ideas, everybody has dreams that everybody has like, but nobody really finish like not or nobody, but people a lot of people start, but they don't finish it. What gave you the discipline to finish your novel?
I'm one of those type of people, like if I start something, I can't stop until I finish it. I'm super structured, and I think that's a lot of my upbringing that I had as well. So I was a financial analyst for a long time, years ago. That's what I started off with. So everything about me is about structure, discipline, and continuing on with something until you finish it. So inside of myself, I'm a what if guy. I think we all sort of run off of fear, but
Yeah,
it's fear drives you in two different ways. Fear makes some people retreat and defeat, and fear makes some people catapult to success. And the reason why is because my fear was, what if I don't write it and something good could have happened?
yeah,
Some people feel like, well, what if I write it and nobody like it, so they just don't do it. So me, I'm the opposite of that. I said my fear was, what if I don't do it and something amazing could have happened? So I had to keep going until I completed it. And
yeah,
and and people laughed at me, of course. They thought I was crazy. Like, man, how many people write books and stories and it's not going anywhere. And all it did was give me more fuel to say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So the more that people laughed, cracked jokes, and was like, look, man, you wrote something, but there's thousands of books, there's thousands of stories, and who are you? No one knows who you are. it's not gonna happen. So the more they said it, I kept going, well, why not? The difference between me and someone else is just that maybe they had a chance that I didn't, or maybe
Yeah,
they kept going and someone else didn't go. So I was like, if someone else can do it, I can do it too. And I just pushed forward.
that's amazing. And then that was your first, I'm assuming your first novel, and then you had to like
Yep.
learn publishing and all that stuff, and
Uh,
now you made a
yep.
movie.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I'm assuming you have to pay like have to have bring money in to pay rent and pay for your food and stuff like that. So how are you doing all this and like bringing money in?
It was all 100% funded by myself.
Yeah,
I just literally, I'm one of those people. I feel like, everyone has, we do what we're going to do with our money. And some people choose to, get clothes. I don't know. They'll get suits. Some people choose to get cars. They get things. And I kept going, well, if I utilize my money and I put it towards something where there's no guarantee at the end of it, there's no pot of gold at the end, but just if I put my all into something,
yeah,
what if something good could come from it? So I learned, which John Schramm, huge help. I would call him like, "Hey, what do I do to become a director? What do I do for those things?" And he just was telling me, "Rick, this is what you want to do. Make sure you feed the people. Make sure you treat your cast the right way. Make sure." And I said, "Okay." So I took notes from all of that, and I was like a sponge. I always feel like sometimes people pride get in a way where they don't want to listen to other people,
yeah,
and I feel like if someone else know how to do something, and I would say another huge angle of it, there's another gentleman, his name is Tyler Winther. Tyler Winther is the one I went out to see in California who instructed me and showed me about being actual a screenwriter. He sat with me for hours just to go over what it takes to be a screenwriter. So I was a student, just being a student, but applying it all, because I always feel like people, they want someone to give them something, and I knew it was
yeah,
going to be an investment that I had to do. So I didn't want anyone to just give me anything. I don't mind doing the work. I do not mind doing the work. I will work my butt off for something. But and that's really what the motivation was. Rick, this is a big risk. You're gonna spend a lot of money, and
yeah,
there's no guarantee on what's gonna happen. And that's sort of how I went into it. And I said, hey, people spend money on a lot of things and they have no idea what's going to happen with it. At least I'm doing something where I'm getting my own dream and vision out and no one can control me. And that's what I believe really drove me. I didn't want to be controlled by anyone else. I wanted my personal vision to get out
yeah.
the way that I wanted it to. And I knew it would take me doing it.
Okay, so there's five stages of filmmaking. There's development, pre-production, production, making the film, like shooting the film, post-production, putting it all together, and distribution. What's your
Mhm.
favorite part out of the five? What's your favorite part of the filmmaking process?
The craziest thing on this, my favorite part is actually editing, which I know
Post-production?
is crazy. Yep,
Yeah,
I
no, that
love
makes
that
sense. You're
edit, the
putting the film
post-production.
together.
Yep.
It makes sense how your mind works. Like you're
Yep.
you're kind of putting it all together, right? So
Yep.
yeah,
I love it because what people don't notice, like for me, we had a private screening of the movie where I had just the cast itself. I said, "Okay, cast, let's go." So I had just the cast come out, and I rented like a theater,
yeah,
got the whole screen, and I made it like a big old. We did a big thing. I mean, filled up every seat. So my wife and I had to stand up because there was literally no seats, and I had a gentleman say, "Rick, would you like to sit down?" And I looked at him like he was crazy. I said, "Are you kidding me? This is something I dreamed up years ago and set in my doggone front room. And I got an auditorium full of people sitting here ready to watch it. I was staying for the rest of the day." So I
yeah,
literally stood there and I watched it. And what excites me with that post production and with putting all the editing together, when we watched the movie, I watched everyone face and no one was able to tell. There's a conversation that happens where the guy goes up to the young ladies, they're having a tea party. And right when the tea party is done, Then they switch over and they're at the mafia person's house and they'll continue the conversation. It's a whole funny moment. No one was able to notice that was filmed a month apart. That conversation with the little girls happened in February. The rest of that conversation happened in March, and not one person could tell that it was a month apart because I had to make sure I make the sky the same way.
Yeah.
They had to put the same clothes on, the same haircut, the same bruise had to be on, the conversation had to pick up the same way, the sounds had to be the same, and not one person was able to tell. And that to me, that's what it was. I love it. That's the part for me that's what I love to see. So looking at everyone in the audience, and they had no idea that half of these things that was happening was done a month apart. The car chase scene, there was never a car chasing ever. The guy didn't show up for the car chase scene, so we filmed it all. And just by the goodness of, I guess, the grace of the earth and God or something, there happened to be a truck that drove by that I just filmed, and I went in and I said, "Oh, I got a truck." So we went and got the same truck weeks later and just had someone drive by randomly in a truck so that we could make it look like the car chase scene.
Yeah.
But it never even, so all of these little things, that's what excites me, the behind the
Movie
scenes stuff
magic.
that no one was seeing. Yeah, love it, man. Love it.
Well, okay, so are you going to make another film, you think?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We're already lined up. I have another movie lined up that we'll start filming in January. It's called A Letter of the Law. So that thing's going to be insane. Lane Harper is actually going to be starring in that one. And then we have another movie that we just started developing, working on, which will get filmed pretty much in the next wait, what month is it? This is August,
We're in
right?
August, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I lose. So it's going to be October that one will actually. We're looking at October starting that one. It's more of a shorter film, and I can't that one. I, however, cannot go into the
Gotcha.
things on that one. And I'm actually telling the truth on it, not like before when I was
Yeah.
saying things, but now, yeah, that's one I can't necessarily speak on, because it's supposed to, it's supposed to once it comes out and announced the star that's in it is supposed to announce it. So I'll be directing that film as well.
Gotcha.
And the other book, Isaac Hill, is already out doing great, and that's going to
I see it
be
on your
a
website. Yeah.
movie.
Good
Yeah, so
job.
that one's
Yeah.
going to come out, and so it's so many things lined up now. My life has just went just insane, man.
Cool. Well, I wish you the ultimate best of success, and I guess we should talk again when you make your next film, when your next film is
Hey,
done.
sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, man. Thank you so much. You're awesome.